Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Sunday, August the 28th. The year's 2022. Let's talk trading, weekly, open, and gap. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And as we're coming into the last few days of the month, just a reminder, let's make sure you employ risk management. Never lose any more on one particular trade than you're willing to lose on any one particular trade. And we're coming near the end of the month, and as you can see, we are making new yearly lows, monthly lows. We broke out of the lower wick zone of the last month, as you can see, which was pretty much most of that monthly candle. And we have some gaps that haven't filled, including the pound dollar. But you can see there's lots of gaps that have not filled. And interesting enough, we've got 81 pips already, and we're only about 8 hours into the trading day, but already a huge move. And you can see we're over 500 pips from the opening range for the month. We are 1,871 pips below the yearly open. I remember quoting somewhere around 14 or 1,300 last week. But as you can see, these past 2 days, the pound is definitely nosedive. I think we were up around 1,900 area or close to it. Let's see. Can't seem to let's see if we can get it. Yeah, we were at 119,002. We crossed out of the inside bar on Friday. That the inside bar was 3 days ago. Haven't been back. But we do have some inside bar action here on some of the other pairs, looking at the grays and the blues here. So there's still money to be made trading those inside bars. Only 3 pairs over 100 at the moment. Notice the pound dollar 81, but the pound yen only 54 pip range. That's really interesting. But if you look at the dollar yen, we're over 138. Maybe, I wonder if we hit 139. Let's take a quick look here. We got up to 138.88, so it's getting close. I'll probably be looking to short the dollar yen sometime. Maybe you'll get a big drop. You can see here on the hour, we hit that short zone and never looked back. For the rats, the range is large enough. All the biases are telling us to look for shorts, but we know price doesn't like staying in the rat zone. Usually comes out of the rat zone. So we'll just have to wait and see if there's any signals to take a reversal. Bambino Flex said that short, and that's paying off. We never got near today's pivot. We've already crossed below the daily and the weekly S1s. So right now it's calling for a long bias, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. As I mentioned, we've missed the daily pivot, missed by 57 pips. The weekly by 52, but we have taken out that monthly. We never even got to the wick zone because we had that gap down. And the range at this moment is at the 0 percentile. But it's definitely interesting that we broke out of the previous week's low by 65 pips already. And the wall mall, let's put this back to 1 hour. So wall mall lines haven't paid off yet this hour, but you can see here the H1 ranges are not large enough, so you really shouldn't be trading the wall mall method at this time of day. Actually, that's the wrong pair. For some reason, we're on euro pound. Let's go back here. Pound dollar. Well, let's see. We had a couple of let's see, 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7 hours ago. I guess there were some nice moves there at the open. About 1 hour after the open. Okay, playing off of that lower high, could have picked up a couple of pips, then it came back. You know, one of the things, let's see, I can't remember how long ago I wrote the price travel analyzer. I believe it was in about 5 years ago in 2017. And actually, in the whole idea of travel, that even goes way back to my stock trading days, when I can't remember the exact name, but I wrote a filter and some indicators. But basically, the price zigzags. So we call the distance between the highs and the lows, we call that travel. So in an hour, you know, if you just go from the open to the high to the low to the close, you can see what the travel is. So if you look at an hour candle, you might have, you know, maybe 30 pips of travel. And basically, the formula I came up for travel is it's the close minus the open, and these are all absolute values. And then it's you take the high minus the top of the candle, multiply that by 2, because price would have to go up and come back down. And then for the bottom of the candle, it's bottom minus low times 2. And that gives you the travel. So once again, in an H1 candle, you might have 30 pips of travel. But if you go all the way down to M1 and you look at those 60 candles, you might wind up with 40, 50, 60 pips or more of travel during that hour. So that's why you can be successful, you know, grabbing 2, 3 pips at a time just because of travel. Whereas if you wait for it to move 5 pips or more, you might be in for a much longer wait. So as you can see here, it went up, came back. Maybe you take that trade a little higher, it's coming back, and now. So if you can pick off those ranges and, you know, 2 pips, if you can make 2 pips 5 times an hour, that's your 10 pips right there. But you might be able to make even more in an hour. Walmart's pretty good at that. So that's just something to focus on when you're trading. Now, let's see. Close minus open percent, we're down 13%, which is the highest over the past 20 years here. Biggest move. And we're still not done with the end of the month. It could drop even more. Range by month. We're up to 644. And we're above the ATR, which I believe was in the 470s when we looked at it on Friday. So definitely a nice move. But once again, when we look at this, close minus the open, we're down 512 pips. You can see there's only been 2 months that have been up months. And the other thing is, if you look at the seasonality indicator, it was dead on. Peaked early in August and declined into September. And it's, that's one of those things just to keep in mind. It's, once again, just based on statistics, that's what happens with the pound. You have to, each pair you have to analyze separately. So coming up this week, not really sure what we're going to talk about, though I do have a couple of ideas, one of which is really sticking to your trading plan, sticking to your one single method. I know that might sound funny. You might find that funny coming from the guy that's, I don't know, how many methods have I presented? 6, 7 different methods. But, there's only a couple of them that don't have the main thing in common, which is trading at horizontal lines. And I guess there's one trader out there on Facebook that's looks like being very successful passing, and I think it's the FTMO challenge for proprietary. They're a prop firm, so congrats, nice trading. I believe they were using the rat zone to trade, which can be tricky for some people. But like I said, maybe we'll pick one method a day and I can discuss it at length. So if you've got a method you want me to discuss, then just shoot me a message. You can reply here on YouTube or on the Facebook or over where I post indicators. And it's really funny how many people are, I guess they still like to poke fun at me or take shots at me on other forums. I really still don't understand why. It's not like I'm out there doing anything to hurt them, but that's just the way some people are, and I really can't be that worried about it, and I'm not. You have to just, I focus on what I do. I play my game, not playing anybody else's game. In fact, there was some trader replied something about the TDI, but I just said, that's a squiggly. I've looked at TDI, I don't know how many years ago, but it's just one of those things where it's not really statistically based, and I've just pretty much, have eliminated anything that doesn't have statistics behind it, because as I guess to paraphrase Deming, if you can't show me the statistics, then it's just your opinion. You got to have some data to back it up. You've got to have some facts to back it up. And I don't even care. You could say, well, I traded this method and look at all the money I made. Well, how do I know you traded the method? You could have just gotten lucky. So that's why. But if you can show me statistics day in, day out that if price, moves X, then chances are it's going to move Y, then you'll catch my attention. So that's why I try and show you traders those things. But anyway, I hope you had a fun and safe weekend. I'm going to wish you a profitable trading, week this week, and hopefully you'll wind up the month in the green as opposed to in the red or in the black, however you want to say it, to make money. But when you're at your trading platform, always remember, never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And by the way, don't forget to hit that like on the video. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.